It's a Monday morning, sometime in early 2009, and here I am again, sitting at my desk/cubicle, wearing a shirt and tie, dreading the workday before me, but feeling like this is what I have to do. I let out a big sigh, resigning myself to another day of doldrum, of work that doesn't feel meaningful, and most poignantly, of trying to be someone that deep down I know I'm not. You see, I never really fit into the corporate world, but for years I tried, and that only added to my ever present anxiety. I'm a creative soul by nature, and I love marching to the beat of my own drum, even though a part of me, and probably a part of you too, desperately wants to fit in, to be accepted, and to be loved. I spent years, quote unquote, dressing for the job that you want, even though the job wasn't really what I wanted, but more of what I thought I was supposed to want. You know, the big paycheck, the big house, the fancy cars, and everyone looking at me as a success. What I didn't realize for a long time was that while I could play the game really well, it wasn't a game that I was meant to play. I climbed the corporate ladder first, and when that didn't work out, I tried to do the same thing working in higher education. But I always struggled with playing by the rules that didn't feel right or applicable to me. And more so than the rules, I tried to be someone that I wasn't. It was only when I finally took a chance on being authentically me and hoping and praying that people would accept me that way that my life began to open up in unimaginable ways. Hi, welcome to the Diary of an Anxious Therapist. I'm your host, Ben France. I'm a licensed professional counselor and life coach who struggled with anxiety for my whole life. I'm also a musician, a writer, and a lifetime learner who thoroughly enjoys sharing what I learn and what I'm passionate about. With this podcast, my hope is to provide some insight, some information, and maybe even some interventions related to anxiety, finding and expressing creativity, and finding purpose and meaning in your life. I'll be using my own life experiences, along with things that I've learned in nearly a decade of being a mental health professional, to bring you content that is helpful, meaningful, and hopefully a bit entertaining. If you like what you hear, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast through your favorite podcasting platform. And if you really want to do me a favor, leave a review. 5 stars are appreciated if you do feel so inclined. That being said, let's go ahead and dive into today's episode. In 2023, it can seem like society's expectations are an omnipresent force, casting intricate shadows upon our self-perception and dictating the metrics of success, beauty, and worth to us. These societal pressures aren't merely abstract constructs, but palpable influences that shape our daily decisions, our aspirations, and even our self-worth. From the media's portrayal of idealized lifestyles to cultural norms that subtly dictate the right path, we find ourselves caught in a relentless pursuit to fit into a predetermined mold. This mold, often polished to an unrealistic perfection, can be suffocating, compelling us to suppress our quirks, our desires, and our authentic selves. Instead of celebrating our uniqueness, we might, at times, feel compelled to conform, trading authenticity for acceptance. This constant tension between our genuine selves and society's blueprint can be a fertile ground for anxiety to grow and to spread throughout our lives, as the fear of not measuring up conflicts directly with the longing to truly be our own best authentic selves. Let's start this dive today by defining authenticity. Authenticity, as I see it, means living in congruence with your true self and standing steadfastly by your beliefs, regardless of the external pressures that you often encounter. It's not merely an abstract concept or a buzzword. It's a deep-rooted philosophy of existence that challenges you to strip away the societal masks, biases, and the multitude of expectations that often cloud your own sense of self. By embodying authenticity, you can actively choose to navigate your life from a place of genuine conviction and purpose, grounding your actions and decisions in the bedrock of your own intrinsic values and your own truth. This profound alignment with our core self, however, can't be achieved in isolation. It's intimately intertwined with self-awareness. The journey to authenticity demands introspection, a continuous and deliberate process of understanding who we truly are, devoid of any external influences. It's about recognizing our passions, our fears, our strengths, our vulnerabilities, and the nuances that define our individuality. As we cultivate this self-awareness, we naturally gravitate towards a more authentic existence for ourselves. The two concepts are symbiotic, with self-awareness acting as the compass guiding us towards a life where our actions, beliefs, and our identities seamlessly merge, allowing us to live in a genuine alignment with our most authentic self. Something that can often come up in direct conflict with authenticity is striving for perfection. I've seen this happen repeatedly with clients that I've worked with over the years and in my own life. In today's world, the allure of perfectionism is potent and pervasive. Society, media, and often our own internal dialogues perpetually push us towards attaining an idealized version of ourselves. This incessant drive towards perfection paints a picture of an unblemished life, where mistakes are taboo and where every step, decision, or action is meticulously curated to fit into a certain mold. In my opinion, the quest to be perceived as perfect becomes a trap that, while glittery on the surface, often conceals an undercurrent of immense pressure and self-doubt. This burden of striving for flawlessness, coupled with the fear of falling short, serves as fertile ground for anxiety to flourish in our lives. Against this backdrop, authenticity emerges as a beacon of hope and liberation. It's not about rebelling against standards or norms so much, but it's about recognizing and embracing your unique journey with all of its imperfections. Authenticity encourages acceptance, teaching you to find value not just in your triumphs, but also in your tribulations. By choosing to live authentically, you can learn to combat the paralyzing grip of perfectionism, replacing anxiety with a sense of groundedness and self-compassion. This alignment with your true self becomes the antidote, reminding you that it's okay to be imperfect, that your worth isn't contingent on external validation, and that genuine fulfillment stems from embracing your whole self, perceived faults and all. In recent years, the therapeutic landscape has witnessed a growing acknowledgement of the profound impact of authenticity on our mental health. For instance, a study in the Journal of Counseling Psychology from 2008, which, yes, I realize isn't extremely recent, but it's in this millennia, underscored that individuals who demonstrated higher levels of authenticity also reported greater life satisfaction, higher levels of self-esteem, and higher levels of positive affect. Both with my clients and in my own self-growth, I found that exploring authenticity in a therapeutic setting acts as a foundation for building genuine connections with yourself, and it also allows for an open exploration of one's experiences and identity without the fear of judgment from someone else. Diving deeper into the psychological mechanics of authenticity, authenticity plays a pivotal role in reducing cognitive dissonance, a term which is used to describe the mental discomfort experienced by an individual holding contradictory beliefs or values. By aligning your actions with your true self, you can mitigate this internal conflict, promoting a sense of harmony and coherence. Furthermore, authenticity and self-compassion share a symbiotic relationship as well. In fact, Dr. Kristen Neff, a pioneering researcher in the realm of self-compassion, has found that practicing self-compassion leads to greater emotional resilience and well-being. As we embrace authenticity, we foster an environment of self-compassion, where self-worth isn't predicated on perfection, but rather on acceptance and understanding our complete self, perceived flaws and all. The pursuit of authenticity, as noble and freeing as it is, often confronts a maze of barriers that can challenge our resolve. Most common among these is the deeply ingrained fear of judgment and criticism. Society, with its web of expectations, can sometimes act as a vigilant gatekeeper, scrutinizing deviations from the norm. This societal magnifying glass can create an internal narrative where we constantly second-guess our actions, our choices, and even our feelings, for fear of being perceived as being different or non-conforming. Intertwined with this fear is another potent force, the insatiable need for external validation. In an age dominated by social media and instant feedback, the lure of external approval has never been stronger. We find ourselves crafting narratives not for our own fulfillment, but for the applause and the approval of an audience, be it a virtual or a real one. This craving for validation can eclipse our authentic selves, pushing us towards a version that we think is more acceptable to the masses than our true self. Additionally, lurking in the shadows of these barriers are often past traumas or experiences that have left indelible marks on our psyches. These experiences, sometimes subtle and other times glaringly overt, condition us to shield parts of ourselves from the world. We learn, sometimes painfully, that certain facets of our identity or certain emotions are unsafe to express, and that leads us to build protective walls, distancing ourselves further from our true essence and our authentic self. This building of walls is often accompanied with an increased sense of danger and anxiety. The good news is, each of these barriers, while formidable, offers a unique opportunity for introspection and growth, challenging us to reclaim our authenticity in the face of the adversity. The journey towards embodying authenticity, while deeply personal, can be illuminated by a series of deliberate steps, each acting as milestones on this path of self-discovery. First and foremost is the practice of self-awareness. This isn't a one-off exercise, but an ongoing commitment to introspection. It's about carving out moments of stillness, allowing yourself time to reflect, and genuinely examining your values, your beliefs, and your desires. In these moments, away from the cacophony of external influences, you can begin to discern the voice of your authentic self, guiding you towards choices that resonate with your core being. Recognizing your true self is just the beginning. The next step, which is often the more challenging and scary one, requires courage. It's about taking those tentative steps, however small, to express your newfound authenticity and self-knowledge. As daunting as it may seem, especially with the omnipresent fear of judgment, it's these moments of brave self-expression that truly set you free, allowing you to live in alignment with your genuine, authentic self. As you tread this path, learning to set healthy boundaries emerges as a powerful ally on this journey. In a world that constantly demands more, setting boundaries is akin to setting up signposts that honor your authentic self. It's about discerning when to say yes and when to assert a no, ensuring your mental, emotional, and even physical spaces aren't encroached upon or diluted by external pressures. That being said, this journey isn't always one to be taken in isolation. Seeking support, surrounding yourself with individuals who not only understand but also celebrate the authentic you, can be transformative. These individuals act as mirrors, reflecting back to you your true essence, bolstering your resolve and offering solace during moments of doubt. Also, it's important to remember that as you navigate this intricate dance of finding authenticity, the practice of self-compassion becomes paramount. Perfection isn't the goal by any means. Understanding and self-acceptance are the goals. It's about recognizing your imperfections, your moments of doubt, and treating yourself with the same kindness and empathy that you'd give to a dear friend or family member. By cultivating self-compassion, you can provide a nurturing environment for your authenticity to flourish, reminding yourself that you're worthy of love and acceptance, irrespective of your perceived flaws. Since I'm a therapist, I feel that I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the therapeutic realm holds a unique and sacred space in the pursuit of authenticity. Central to this is the therapeutic relationship itself, which is a delicate dance of trust, understanding, and vulnerability. The potency of therapy often hinges on the depth of this relationship, where both the therapist and yourself embark on a shared journey towards uncovering and celebrating the true, genuine you. The very act of sharing your deepest fears, hopes, and experiences within this cocoon of trust can foster authenticity, empowering you to peel back layers of societal conditioning, past traumas, and self-imposed limitations. To truly facilitate this transformative journey, it's incumbent upon the therapist to cultivate a haven of safety and acceptance. This entails more than just a confidential environment. It's about creating a space where the client, can feel genuinely seen, heard, and valued. Such a setting allows you to grapple with and express facets of yourself that you might have previously suppressed or been unaware of. By employing active listening, empathetic reflectioning, and non-judgmental acceptance, a therapist can gently guide and accompany you towards a deeper understanding and embrace of your authentic self. As we draw to a close on this introspective exploration of authenticity, and yeah, that's quite a mouthful, it's vital for you to recognize that the pursuit of your truest self isn't a finite endeavor, but a continuous journey. Much like the meandering rivers that carve their unique paths over time, your quest for authenticity will flow and evolve, being shaped by experiences, insights, and your own growth. This journey is not about reaching a fixed endpoint, but about embracing each moment, each challenge, and each revelation as an integral part of your journey towards your own authentic self. There's an unparalleled liberation that comes with living authentically. It's a profound sense of alignment that transcends mere contentment. When you shed the weights of societal expectations, self-doubt, and fear of judgment, you can soar to heights previously unimagined. This liberation doesn't free you from the shackles of expectations, but it does act as a potent elixir, significantly reducing the angst and anxiety that accompanies expectations that are very incongruent with your authentic, true self. The ripple effects of this alignment can touch every corner of your life, fostering connections rooted in genuine understanding and empathy for yourself and for those around you. So, to every listener that's still tuning in, take a moment to reflect on those instances where you felt a surge of authenticity, wherein your actions, your words, and your emotions aligned seamlessly, casting a warm, glowing light on your soul, and where things just felt right and true. Recall the exhilaration, the peace, and the affirmation tied to those moments. Let those moments serve as a beacon, guiding you through the ebbs and flows of your journey towards a more authentic life. Remember, every step you take towards your authentic self is a step towards a life brimming with purpose, joy, and profound connection. That's it for this week's episode. I hope that you found the information to be helpful, inspirational, or maybe at least a little bit entertaining. Remember to subscribe to the pod via your favorite podcasting app or platform and leave a review if you want. Additionally, you can find me on Twitter, I guess it's called X now, at MoCounselor, that's MoCounselor, on Instagram at BenjaminFranceLPC, and via my website at BenjaminFrance.com. I wish you peace, love, and happiness in your life. Until next time, take care, everyone.